District 3. Kara Erickson from the League's communications team is our Zoom host for tonight's forum. For our viewers, please keep your cameras and microphones turned off so only the candidates, moderator, timekeeper are visible. The forum is being live streamed and recorded on YouTube. The recording will be posted to the League's website and YouTube page. I'm Paula Eggleston, the president of the Charleston League of Women Voters and your moderator for this North Charleston City Council District 3 candidate forum. You will have 60 seconds for opening and closing statements, 90 seconds to answer each question. Heidi Hupp, a league member, is our timekeeper tonight. Heidi, raise your hand. As each candidate is speaking, Heidi will hold up a sign stating 30 seconds remaining, and then a stop sign when a candidate should stop speaking.
Hey, I need to unblur myself.
Okay.
Because you can't see the sign. Sorry about that. I was so excited. I finally figured out how to blur my background. Okay, there. Can you see that?
All right. Good. And we do ask you to honor, I mean, if you're in the middle of a sentence, when Heidi holds up that stop and you're in the middle of the sentence, you can finish the sentence, but don't go on and have another paragraph of information to share with us. Candidates are pretty good about honoring that, so we appreciate that. A candidate forum is not a debate. It's an opportunity to share your platform with the community. Candidates, make sure you do not have any campaign literature on your screen. The sponsor of this event is nonpartisan, and this is a nonpartisan event. On May 27th, 2025, North Charleston District 3 voters will choose a new city council member to represent them. Only voters in North Charleston District 3 will be able to vote in this election. However, the city of North Charleston is also having a special election for District 5. Wait just a minute there. We are hosting a candidate forum for that seat on Thursday, this Thursday at 6 p.m. on Zoom. I also encourage voters to visit the League of Women Voters vote411org.org website to view information on tonight's candidates and any other elections that may affect you. Keep checking back on vote411.org as candidate information is added throughout the election season. We've had several special elections, and the league has been more active with special elections than we have in the past. These are the North Charleston District 3 candidates who are in attendance tonight in alphabetical order. Okay, we have Lou Baker, we have Demetra McNeil, we have Mo Ray, and we have Travis Walthall. We have three candidates missing at this point: Stephanie Ganaway Paisley, John Peterson, and Donnie Singleton. Mr. Singleton did not respond to requests to participate. Candidates will respond to questions in a rotating alphabetical order by last name. For example, for the candidate opening statement, it will be Lou Baker, then Stephanie, if she were here, but we're going by last name, ABC order. We will proceed in rotating order through the questions and closing statements. No questions will be asked by the moderator that are directed only at one candidate or of a personal nature. You all get the same questions. Each candidate will have 60 seconds to make an opening and a closing statement. Candidates will have 90 seconds to respond to questions. A candidate may take an additional 60 seconds for a rebuttal if the other candidates, after the other candidates have responded. A rebuttal is an opposing argument or a contradiction to what an opposing candidate has said. If you wish to make a rebuttal, Signal us by raising your hand. A candidate is allowed one rebuttal per candidate question. A rebuttal is not a chance to have more time to explain your program. It's an opposing viewpoint to what a particular candidate has said. We ask that candidates use closing statements to summarize the issues they have already discussed and their vision for the position they seek. All right, we're going to start with opening statements. And first, does anyone have any questions? Okay, Heidi will be giving you the signal for 30 seconds and stop. So you don't have to time yourself. Okay, we're going to start with Lou Baker, and he has 60 seconds to make an introductory statement.
Hi, my name is Lou Baker. I'm currently working as a park ranger at Park Circle. I was in Naval Submarine Service. I also was a Naval Advanced Submarine School instructor. I've been a District 3 resident since 1989. I came back here just in time for Yugo and got to meet my neighbors right away. My community involvement, I serve as president of Northwood Estates Civic Association, and I am currently serving my 9th year as the Civic League president for Deer Park. I have a lot of experience working with the mayor, city council, city officials. I also have experience working with the county, SCDOT, and Dominion for different issues that we needed to solve in the community. I have a proven record of preserving property value, maintaining livability, and a quality of life. My main thing is transparency.
Mr. Baker, your time is up.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We're going to move to Demetria McNeil. You have 60 seconds for an opening statement.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for having me tonight. My name is Demetria A. McNeil, and I am honored to be running for North Charleston City Council District 3. I'm a proud native of Charleston, born and raised here, a graduate of Benedict College with a degree in business administration and marketing. I'm a lifelong advocate for youth empowerment, social programs, as well as the arts. A lot of people know me more so for the arts community here in Charleston. As a new mom and an entrepreneur and also a servant leader, I know firsthand the challenges of our community because I've actually lived them. That's why I'm very committed to being a voice for the people. My campaign is rooted in service, equity, and also opportunity. Together, I feel we believe that we can build a stronger and more vibrant North Charleston, one where every family has the tools to succeed and thrive. Thank you.
Okay, let's move to Mo Ray.
Hey everybody, my name is Maurice Moray. I am a resident and a citizen of North Charleston, a son of North Charleston, like as I like to call it, born and raised here. I remember shooting a winning shot inside the Northwest Gym. I believe North Charleston is a blue-collar city, and we need a blue-collar work ethic built around team building, built around strong leadership, and built around a determination for unity in the community through education. I believe the current administration is on the right track, and I believe District 3 really needs unity. A vote for me is a vote for a new day in District 3. A vote for me is a vote for new leadership and new hope. I believe in faith, I believe in family, and I believe in our community, and I'm bringing all my resources to District 3. Thank you.
Okay, and Travis Walthall. You have 60 seconds.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to thank the League of Women Voters for putting on this candidate forum. It's exciting to be here. I am a mortgage loan officer. I do residential mortgages. I'm an Army chaplain in the National Guard, and I serve the 1st of the 118th here in Charleston. I've lived in the area for over 14 years, and it's always been in District 3. I love this area. This is where I want to raise my family. And I believe that I bring the right level of expertise, both in the human condition as well as the financial conditions for what's facing our city. I think that the problems that we have can be tackled, are being tackled, and can be tackled even better with outside of the box thinking. I'm not from Charleston, but I am from South Carolina. I love this area and I love these people, and I look forward to serving our community.
Okay, thank you very much. We are going to start with the first question, and that question is, what strengths do you bring to the table that will make you an asset to the North Charleston City Council? And we're going to start with Demetra McNeil. You have 90 seconds for this.
The strengths that I believe that I bring to the table, which would make me a great representative, will be one, my transparency, me being close to the youth. I am the youngest candidate, so I believe that I am well more connected to the younger generation and will be able to inspire those who did not think that voting is as important as it is. My expertise in business administration as well, being able to dissect and understand budgeting and how to lead people is something that I'm really great at.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next candidate for this particular question is Mo Ray. And the question, once again, question one, what strengths do you bring to the table that will make you an asset to the North Charleston City Council? 90 seconds.
So my greatest strength is my leadership. I have strong leadership skills. I believe in deck plate leadership. With my 14 years of military service, I do understand the importance of being here from here and being able to have boots on the ground mentality. And what I mean by that, being an advocate for each individual as much as possible, but more importantly, being a voice and a bridge to bring unity, to correct a lot of our issues. And for us, we really do need a wall. We need an opportunity for silence in our community. But to be on the forefront of the fight, I'm a fighter. I'm a big fighter. And I look forward to fighting for our district.
All right. Thank you. Next, we have Travis Waldhall. And the question, what strengths do you bring to the table that will make you an asset to the North Charleston City Council? 90 seconds.
Thank you, Paula. First and foremost, I believe that I'm an expert in people. In my battalion commander relies on me to be his eyes and ears to the morale, the morals, and the ethical voice of the community, of his unit. These skills are easily transferable into a city councilman. One of the issues that we have in North Charleston is an image problem. People from North Charleston are honestly sad that it's in the state that it's in. They want it to be better. So the morale is really low. As a mortgage loan officer, no one understands the financial situation of our citizens better than someone in my position. My job is not to sell homes. My job is to help families afford their living. It is an honor and a joy to help people finance the first step to financial freedom. So I understand the limitations of the affordable housing crisis that we face. I believe that I'm the right man for the job because I have this outside perspective. I'm not hindered by the history that goes into North Charleston, but I've lived here long enough to integrate myself into the community.
Okay. Thank you. And Lou Baker, 90 seconds. What are the strengths you bring to the table that will make you an asset to the North Charleston City Council?
My strength is my experience in the community, working with the city, working with the county, working with SCDOT, Dominion, to accomplish the needs that came up in the community. I've been a president of the Civic Association in Deer Park for 12 years, and in that time, I missed one meeting. That meeting was a Christmas party, and I was in the hospital and got caught trying to sneak out to the meeting. I think it's imperative that you show up to every meeting, and communication with you and your community is paramount. They got to know what's going on, and you got to listen, and you got to know what you're talking about when you go to rezoning meetings and things. You got to know the guidelines that are established by the city to help you in your community. I've proven that time and time again, and I'm looking forward to doing much more. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I believe we're ready for question 2, and Mo Ray will be the one answering this question first. You have 90 seconds. What are your top 3 concerns for District 3?
Our top 3 concerns is first and foremost our infrastructure, second our safety. Our third issue, I'm gonna address it as a unity issue, because we do have an issue with our school systems. We do have an issue with overpopulation in our schools. We do have some issues with flooding inside our district. But the most pressing issue above everything is our issue with our infrastructure. We're continuously building and we don't have more room for growth. So we have to identify a lot of things. One of them is affordable housing. Another thing is transportation for the elderly. So addressing our infrastructure needs is the most vital part. Then we're going into our safety needs as well.
Okay.
Oh, I got more time? Oh.
All
I got
right.
more time? Oh.
Heidi, did he have more time?
Yes, yes, you have 30 more seconds.
Oh, okay. My solution for those issues, first and foremost, I believe in education. The reason I say education is because to fix safety, to fix high crime, you need educated people. You need people that care about their community. You need more homeowners in the community that are invested in the community. To fix the infrastructure issue, it's the same thing. The more people that are here from here and invested in here, the more results we'll get.
All right. Thank you. And we move to Travis Waldhall, and the question, what are the 3 top concerns for District 3? 90 seconds.
Thank you, Paula. The first, and I think the most pressing concern, is restoring public trust. There's a reason we're having this special election. The second concern is a safe and strong neighborhoods. I think we can all agree that that is always a top priority. The third is smart growth management. We have seen a population increase that is unprecedented in South Carolina history, and it's going to take smart growth management to keep housing costs affordable and attainable, as well as controlling the issues that it brings. I think we need to increase transparency, accountability, and communication between the city council and its residents. That's going to help restore the public trust. For the strong and safe neighborhoods, I think what's being done, I want to echo Maurice, I think what's being done is an improvement, but that doesn't mean we don't have a long, long way to go. Just because we're improving doesn't mean we're there yet. And for smart growth management, this is my wheelhouse as a loan officer. Knowing home affordability and the way in which the government impacts home attainability is one of the interesting elements that I can bring to the table, because I can look at it from a professional aspect.
All right. Thank you. We move to Lou Baker, 90 seconds. What are your 3 top concerns for District 3?
My top 3 concerns: 1 is infrastructure. Number 2 is a sound barrier along I-26. And number 3 is the crime rate has been climbing in a wrong way. The infrastructure, we're in the process of building 200 homes to add to 53 that was just built. It's over 500 cars added to the community in Deer Park. without anything to infrastructure. Again, the sound barrier, you can sit in people's homes in Northwood Estates and along the backside of Salamander Road or at Gospel Light Baptist Church and hear the noise is so loud, the person you're talking to keeps saying, that needs addressed. We're talking about the livability of the community. Okay. They're putting in a shared use path that I thought would bring sidewalks and streets. It's going to have the path, but it's going to empty out onto a road. Nothing more has been said yet. And these are things that affect the livability and quality of life. And as those gentlemen said, we need to start looking at affordable homes for couples. We got young couples living with their parents because their income and the cost of a house puts them out of reach and living even on their own. We need to work on that. And what's going on in our schools.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. Question to Dimitri McNeil. What are your top 3 concerns for District 3? 90 seconds.
Thank you. My top 3 concerns would be community investment in youth programs. With that alone, too many of our young people lack access to safe spaces, mentorship, and opportunity. I want to expand after-school programs, job training, and art initiatives that give them a real shot at success. And my second issue would be affordable housing and gentrification. Longtime residents are being pushed out of their neighborhoods due to not being able to afford a quality living. I will fight for fair development practices, tenant protection, and affordable housing options that give families rooted in their communities. My third concern would be public safety and trust. We really need safer neighborhoods, but also stronger relationships between our communities and the law enforcement. I support community-led safety initiatives, town hall meetings to be able to build more trust with our community and ensure more safety.
Okay. Thank you. We're going to move on to the next question. And Travis Walthall will be the first one to answer this question. 90 seconds. Have you had an opportunity to observe the North Charleston City Council in session? And if so, what are your impressions? Please be specific. 90 seconds.
Yes, I have. It was a few years ago, and I was able to sit through one of the city council sessions. My impressions, that is a great question, and that cuts to the quick of it. There's often a lot of back and forth that can be done in an email. So there's a lot of wasted time for the community that shows up. And then often, at least in the session that I attended, which is why I've only attended one, I walked away feeling like my time was wasted. And I think that that's an issue that we can hopefully work toward as a culture of changing. It's a slow change, but it also comes down to how do people interact? How do you communicate? It's not when it comes to communication issues, there has to be, especially in a public setting, there has to be command control, such as what we're doing here today. You give us 90 seconds to speak, and then we're done. So command control is important. But my impressions of that are based off of one, and it was not a good one.
Okay. Our next candidate to respond to the question is Lou Baker. 90 seconds. Have you observed a North Charleston City Council session? And what are your impressions? If yes, please be specific.
I've been to a number of city council meetings, and there's always room for improvement. The biggest thing that I see is controlling the meeting, okay? And the people going there should have the same respect for the councilman as the councilman has for them. In other words, when you're addressing, make sure you're well informed, your information is correct, and it saves a lot of time. That's why they have a comprehensive plan and a 78 overlay and guidelines to guide you as to how you handle things at city council meetings. That's why they have the Roberts Rule of Order, how the meeting should be conducted. Those in that position should be very, very aware of Robert's Rule of Order and how the meeting should be conducted.
All right.
And for that reason, I've been to some very good ones and some that I'd rather not talk about.
Okay. Thank you. Demetria McNeil, have you attended a North Charleston City Council session? What were you, if yes, what were your impressions, and be specific?
Yes, I have had the opportunity to observe several North Charleston City Council sessions, both in person and virtually. My impression, I'd say, is while I was there, it was a lot of passionate individuals on the council. There's often a disconnect between the decisions being made and the real everyday concerns of the residents, especially in District 3. I noticed limited public engagement and at times a lack of urgency when it comes to addressing critical community issues like housing, youth development, and also neighborhood safety. And that's why I'm also running. To bring a more proactive, community-centered approach to the table. I believe our council should reflect the voices of the people and be held more accountable to act in their best interest for the community more consistently. And that will be my take on the council sessions I've attended.
Okay, thank you. And Mo Ray, 90 seconds. Have you attended a North Charleston City Council session? And if so, what were your impressions? Be specific.
Interested in listening to the views of each candidate. I've experienced several, especially here lately, and I actually applaud the direction the city is going into. I actually applaud how organized the meetings I've been went. I do agree with Demetria. There is a gap between the voice of the people, which should be the council, and the actual council. And I put that on in our district, I put that on us. I believe in District 3, we have too many voices. I believe our approach should have, for impact, we should be one fist, hitting each issue together. And this is something that I shared with Lou. This is something I shared with Travis. And in City Hall, we should not look at one as one element or one single entity, but again, a collective voice, a collective fist. In order to do that, we need a leader that everybody believes in. We need a leader that everybody trusts. We need a leader with integrity. And I believe I am that leader. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to the next question. And Lou Baker will be the first one to respond to this question for 90. He'll have 90 seconds. All right, question 4. North Charleston City Council elections are conducted every 4 years with all city council slots and the mayor's position up for election at the same time. Other municipalities in the area conduct alternating city council elections where half the council positions are on the ballot every 2 years and then the other half the following 2 years. Would you be in favor of North Charleston switching to this alternating system? And why or why not?
I would be much in favor of switching to that system, because when you have everything going at once, all 10 positions, and say you have a thing where all of a sudden the majority of them are all new people, no matter how sharp you are or what you've read, if you go in there with no experience at all, it's going to take you at least a year or so to if you can get it done in a year, to learn that position if there's nobody there to help you learn it, like experienced people on council with you. The other way, if half is new and half has been there a couple years, they've learned, they can help you learn faster. And the collective group is going to give a much better result, I think, than Because if you have that instance where all of a sudden 7, 8, or 9 people get replaced, that's putting a lot on the 2 or 3 left. And that's why I'm in favor of the alternating every 2 years election.
Okay. Thank you. Demetria McNeil, are you, North Charleston City Council elections are conducted every 4 years with all candidates and mayor. Other municipalities have altering city council elections where half the council positions are are on the ballot, and every 2 years the other half are on the ballot. Would you be in favor of North Charleston switching to this alternating system? Yes or no, and tell us why or not, why not.
Thank you. Yes, I actually am in favor of adopting these new staggering terms if this is possible or would happen. I believe half of the council is elected every 2 years, and this could enhance more of the continuity and reduce abrupt policy shifts. It can also maintain institutional knowledge. This approach ensures that more of the experienced members remain on the council, providing more stability and mentorship for newcomers, like myself, for example.
Okay, thank you. Let's move to Mo Ray. Are you in favor of having elections for everyone on town council and the mayor all at the same time, or would you like something staggered every 2 years? A different group is up for election. Why or why not?
I'm definitely in favor of a staggered election cycle. I'm also in favor of a higher tenure. I believe dealing with the integrity of the seat, a higher tenure, something say 6 years, if we did a 2-year term, so that's 3 election cycles, will be more beneficial to the progression of our city. Also, I believe this staggered election will allow us to increase the activity of voters coming out, which is more important than anything. And I also believe the staggered election will allow or increase the chances of the people voices really being heard more consistently.
Okay, thank you very much. And Travis, a staggered approach to elections or having everyone elected the same time? Yes or no, and why or why not?
I don't really see the benefit of a staggered election system. It isn't that that I'm opposed to it, nor am I in favor of it. I'm rather ambivalent toward it. I want to make sure that officials who are elected are given their proper term in their election, and so I'm curious at how that would work with the staggered election cycle. But outside of that, I don't know that the needs mentioned here truly are of a notable. How often do the seats really change? How often is there an entire new regime elected in? From what I can tell in the research that I have looked at, it doesn't seem to be it seems to be a non-issue. Sure, some seats do change every election, but there's never a full sweep, and there's always a senior council member. And look at the mayoral office. Mayor Sumney was there for 30 years. So I'm not sure that I see the great need for it, but I can be convinced upon the presentation of further evidence, and then I will defer to Ms. McNeil's position that if that is indeed the will of the majority of the people in District 3, then I see no reason to block it.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going to move on to the next question, and Demetria McNeil will be answering first. And this is another lengthy question, so here we go. North Charleston does not have a runoff election system when all candidates receive less than 50% of the vote, nor does it have a ranked choice system, sometimes called an instant runoff, where voters rank their candidate choices. If their first choice does not win, their second choice is then counted as their vote. Both systems ensure that the winning candidates receive 50% of the vote. Would you be interested in North Charleston researching these options for future elections? 90 seconds, Demetra.
I would be interested in North Charleston, maybe I'm sorry, do you mind asking the question again?
I'd be glad to.
Thank you.
North Charleston does not have a runoff election system when all candidates receive less than 50% of the vote. Nor does it have a ranked choice system also called instant runoff, where voters rank their candidate choices. So you'd have a 1, 2, 3. You actually rank the candidates that were running. If the first choice does not win, then their second choice is then counted as their vote. Both systems ensure that the winning candidate receives 50% of the vote. Would you be interested in North Charleston researching these options for future elections?
Thank you for restating that. I honestly don't believe that we should have a runoff. I believe the first option, the first results should be what should be the results. I don't think we should give so many options to our constituents when it comes to elections. It should be more so who gained the most votes, and I feel like that's the more fair choice to go about elections.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Mr. Ray, 90 seconds. I'll go ahead and repeat the question. North Charleston does not have a runoff election system when all candidates receive less than 50% of the vote, nor does it use a ranked choice system, sometimes called instant runoff, where voters rank their candidate choices. If their first choice does not win, their second choice is then counted as their vote. Both systems ensure that the winning candidate receives 50% of the vote. Would you be interested in North Charleston researching these options for future elections?
So when I first hear this question and I hear the word research, I think of expense. And when I hear this question, I'm hearing, should North Charleston allocate more resources to our elections? That doesn't make sense to me, right? What I believe North Charleston needs to focus on is empowering the people on their voice to vote. We need individuals to come out to vote more than we need legislation on how we vote. So for me, I'm okay with the system being the system as of right now. However, we as the current system need to focus on getting everybody to the voting pool so that everybody's voice can be heard. So if there is a situation where we're tied, yes, I believe there should be a runoff. But our pressing issue, we need voters to vote more than we need legislation on how we vote. Thank you again.
Certainly. And Travis Waldhall, do you want me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Okay. North Charleston does not have a runoff election system when all candidates receive less than 50% of the vote. Nor does it have a ranked choice system, sometimes called instant runoff, where voters rank their candidate choices. If their first choice does not win, their second choice is then counted as their vote. Both systems ensure that the winning candidate receives 50% of the vote. Would you be interested in North Charleston researching these options for future elections?
Thank you, Paula. I love, and I think you could tell, I love when Mo talks. When I hear research, I'm with him. That means money, which means resource allocation. And when we're facing affordability crises, resource allocation is crucial. So I also believe in simplicity, especially when it comes to the voting booth. The more complicated the system, like the second option that you gave us, that's complicated. And when things get complicated, things fall through the cracks. You see this in the loan system all the time. The more complicated the file, the more often you fail in something. So I like that we are a plurality. I think it makes it simple. Who gets the majority wins. Would I like to see that the person who wins receives 50% of the vote? I would, but I'm with Mo. I think that the idea is we need more voters. And let's just keep it simple. There's a reason that we have this system in place. It isn't a bad system. It can be abused, but so can every voting system. So long as our citizens are being heard, so long as the elected official represents us and doesn't have, shall we say, moral failings, then yeah, let's continue as we are.
Okay, thank you. Lou Baker, 90 seconds. North Charleston does not have a runoff election system where all candidates receive less than 50% of the vote, nor does it use a ranked choice system, sometimes called instant runoff, where voters rank their candidate choices. If the first choice does not win, their second choice is then counted as their vote. Both systems ensure that the winning candidate receives 50% of the vote. Would you be interested in North Charleston researching these options for future elections?
I personally don't think we should use the monies to research the election process. We have an election process in place that's worked for years and years. The problem is, and it was more prevalent because of the pandemic and people staying away from public places, we need to get the voters out. The people got to get the word concerning the election and the importance of, they are important. They're not just one vote. They're part of a community, and a community is a team and a group of family. If we want to look at it, it's the family of District 3. Okay, would you go somewhere and leave your family members at home? It's an important place. We're doing that right now with our voters. Okay, for reasons best known to them, they're not informed as well as they should be. And as Mo and the other gentleman said, hey, we need to work on getting the word out to the voters and get them out to the polls. Okay, let the people in the community, let's not figure out some Las Vegas way of electing people. Thank you.
We're going to move on to the next question, and Mo Ray will be the first one to answer this question. 90 seconds. This special election is necessitated by the resignation of 2 former council members due to corruption charges. What ideas do you have to provide the voters with more transparency and accountability regarding the actions of North Charleston City Council and its members?
So to answer that question, and I believe each candidate here present is living a lifestyle worth in the public eye, right? When you live a lifestyle in the public eye, you should live a lifestyle of integrity, right? A lifestyle of trust, a lifestyle of fair communication, a lifestyle of decency and order, right? If elected, this is what I'm planning on bringing to the seat, a level of not just professional integrity, but personal integrity. The way I answer that question is through my lifestyle, through my interactions with individuals, through my business in Park Circle. Because of my business, I've been fortunate to see all facets of life, right? But more importantly, I serve every facet of life. And I have to serve each individual the same way. Given it shall be given unto you. Do unto others as you want others to do unto you. These are base principles. These are life principles. That's how you answer this question, is having a lifestyle of integrity. Thank you for you.
Certainly. Travis Walthall, same question. The special election is necessitated by the resignation of 2 former council members due to corruption charges. What ideas do you have to provide the voters with more transparency and accountability regarding the actions of North Charleston City Council and its members?
It always comes back to communication. The community and communication are the same root word. Being effective in communication is going to be crucial to build trust. Just like when you see a married couple that fall on the rocks and maybe they're thinking about divorce and you have to rebuild and restore trust. And it's a long and hard process to restore trust when it's been broken. Now, I know that all too well as a chaplain. This is what our government needs to do with our citizens. Every one of our candidates here today has expressed how we personally feel like District 3 is ignored or abused or mismanaged or mishandled. Not through the fault of, I wouldn't say it's malicious in nature, but it happened. And we want to see that it doesn't. So one of the things I would like to do, which has kind of been teased a little bit, but we have multiple HOAs and multiple civic leagues in our community. And so when we go to City Hall, it's a bunch of multiple voices that only represent maybe 10 people, maybe 30 people, maybe 50, but it doesn't represent the entire district. That's what a city councilman is for. So one of the things I would propose to increase transparency is that the city council person not just do a newsletter, but also holds a community meeting where all of the communities are invited to attend. Instead of just going and attending all of theirs, create one and have it for them.
Hey, thank you. Mr. Baker, the special election is necessitated by the resignation of 2 former city council members due to corruption charges. What ideas do you have to provide the voters with more transparency and accountability regarding the actions of the North Charleston City Council and its members?
Be transparent in all that you do. Listen, communicate with those in your community. And most importantly, have integrity. Be accessible, be available to all the residents of the district. Put it out at the meetings, okay? Have the presidents of the civic leagues put it out. Give them things to pass out in the neighborhoods to invite them out to hear something special, to meet someone special, because communication is the key thing. Without communication, there's going to be distrust. What's he doing? What's he not doing? What's this? What's that? And I think communication is paramount when it comes to the city councilman. And we've seen experience both ways, communication and no communication. And communicating council folks get a lot more done than those that don't, especially if they show up to meetings and don't miss any.
Okay, thank you. Let's move to Ms. McNeil, and this special election is necessitated by the resignation of 2 former council members due to corruption charges. What ideas do you have to provide the voters with more transparency and accountability regarding the actions of North Charleston City Council and its members? 90 seconds.
Thank you, Ms. Paula.
Mhm.
First and foremost, restoring the trust of our community will come through transparency, accountability, and more of direct engagement. Most of our residents here already feel, like Mr. Woodhull was saying, not heard or even seen. So providing more town hall meetings, listening sessions to where the community is able to speak on their concerns and feel heard, I feel that is the most important thing to focus on to regain the community's trust, because the community deserves that. That's basically what I will stick to, and also have been already working on having listening sessions with the community to be able to hear more of the concerns of different people, of all people of the District 3.
Okay, thank you. We're going to move on to the next question. This is question number 7, and we're starting with Travis Waldhall. How, in your opinion, is gentrification affecting the minority community in North Charleston, and what ideas do you have to address this issue? 90 seconds.
I think it's funny that I'm the person that gets asked this question first. Not that I believe that that's intentional. The minority community in North Charleston is a misnomer, I think, for the question. because the minority for our state is not the minority for the city of North Charleston. Now, if we're reflecting, how are we going to deal with impoverished zones having a sudden and rapid increase in their home's value or property values, and how do we maintain that from a city perspective? Well, this gets into a whole lot more than just the social aspect of gentrification. It gets into the tax codes, the zoning codes, the general state of well-being within those communities. But one of the issues with gentrification that I think is often overlooked is usually gentrification means malicious intent. I don't believe that the city of North Charleston's position currently is to have any malicious intent toward any of its citizens. However, I don't deny that there is a cause and effect that we have suddenly have a massive and incredible income growth. We've seen a lot of growth. And so there's going to be a lot of growth management that needs to be taken place. And how do we do that without hurting property values, but while also meeting the needs of the community? It's going to be interesting.
Okay, thank you. Lou Baker, the same question. How, in your opinion, is gentrification affecting the minority community in North Charleston, and what ideas do you have to address this issue?
Well, there's a lot going on all over, not just North Charleston, but Charleston in general. And the biggest thing going on right now is affordability. People are in positions now where homes are being built that they have no way of buying. So they end up moving in with their in-laws or whatever. And the family is on the outside looking in. Okay. We got to really look into when we start developing anything in the neighborhood, a piece of property. We just went through it in Deer Park. We put 200 homes. They wanted to put multifamily dwellings in across from people that were R1 forever home people on a street. Okay. Now they built 200, they're building 200 new homes, but the pricing is not going to be where it needs to be, where it's affordable. We got to work on affordability and really look at this when we deal with the planning department, when it comes to rezoning and everything that affects a community. All those factors have to be taken into consideration when even one house is built. Okay? There's a lot that needs looked at. It's not that the city's trying to hurt anybody intentionally. It's just that the growth rate right now with 50 some people a day moving to Charleston, there's no place to put the people. So they're sticking homes everywhere.
Okay, time's up. Thank you. All right, Demetri McNeil, how, in your opinion, is gentrification affecting minority community in North Charleston, and what ideas do you have to address this issue?
Thank you for your question. This may be my most favorite question so far, because I too grew up as a minority. So as a native of Charleston and North Charleston overall, I have experienced that the not being able to afford housing because of the increase in rates. I believe what I would do to help this situation, and before I even get into that, just piggybacking off of Mr. Baker and Walt Hall, I don't think that the city of North Charleston is being malicious, but I don't think that the city of North Charleston is being as considerate as they can be. So I believe that taking the necessary steps as partnering with more of the developers to ensure more affordability housing would be the most important step towards this issue, as well as just maybe reanalyzing the pricing of the housing market overall. That's my take on it.
Okay, thank you. We are going to move to Mr. Ray. You have not answered the question, have you? All right.
Waiting patiently.
How, in your opinion, is gentrification affecting the minority community in North Charleston, and what ideas do you have to address the issue?
So I'm a byproduct of this city. I came from the housing authority, right? In 2001, me and my brother chipped in and bought my mom her first house. In my lifetime, in the next 5 years, my house will be paid off, my mom's house will be paid off, my sister's house will be paid off, as well as my brother. How did we accomplish this? Financial education workshops. Yes, Demetria, I agree with you. We have to have a stern focus in new development, making sure that we target affordable housing. Yes, Travis, I agree with you. The city is not malicious in intent, but we have failed ourselves and our city by not. We know the keys to success. Each individual here, if you accumulate a level of success in your life, you know how to identify a problem and fix a problem. Well, to fix this problem, we can only fix it through education. Yes, the poor we will have with us always, but who's the poor? The ones that don't want the opportunity given to them. It is our job to give them these opportunities, again, through financial education, workshops, and positive and intentful growth ideas and growth actions. Thank you for your time.
Okay. This is our number 8, and this is going to be our last question, and then we'll have closing statements. And this question will start with Mr. Baker first, 90 seconds. Number 8, how would you rate the current public services provided to senior citizens in North Charleston, including transportation, health, safety, housing, and what ideas for improvement do you think is needed? 90 seconds.
I personally am not involved in that subject, and I don't want to make any comments concerning senior living and all that without getting some more information.
Okay.
But in general, we need to really look at our neighbors as a community and start working together. Start making sure council hears those needs and wants and presents them in a way they don't have a deaf ear when they're talking to somebody. They don't get a deaf ear when it's, and do what we can to help those. That's all I have to say on that.
Okay. Next is Demetria McNeil. And how would you rate current public services provided for senior citizens in North Charleston, including transportation, health, safety, housing? And what ideas do you have for improvement if you think it's needed?
Thank you. If I could rate that, I would say maybe a C. I believe we do have the transportation and public safety, but it can be better overall, especially for to cater to our senior citizens. We do have what the public bus transportation has discounted rates for the seniors, but they do not encompass the entire District 3 or North Charleston overall. So I believe in expanding that and offering more assistant programs for the senior citizens will be very beneficial and something that we should work together towards.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Mr. Ray, same question. How would you rate current public services provided for senior citizens in North Charleston, including transportation, health, safety, housing, and what ideas do you have for improvement if you think it is needed?
Well, I give the city a currently a E for effort. They have definitely put forth the effort with the hopes of a development plan for A. Looking at what they're trying to do without transportation, without transit, look at what they've done in our district so far. they want to address the needs, but they're putting a band-aid on it. A lot of our elderlies in this district are really buried in a cubbyhole without problem with flooding. And just imagine when a storm comes, how hard it is. I do believe Lou Baker's idea of taking care of our neighbors. I also Travis's idea of creating a town hall meeting, but that meeting is more than just us being accountable to the leadership in our district. But that meeting should also be a meeting where our leaders in our district are accountable to the citizens, that we're able to connect with each other, talk to each other, and make sure we have each other back in case something happens. Thank you again for your time.
Okay, thank you. And Travis, how would you rate the current public services provided for senior citizens in North Charleston, including transportation, health, safety, and housing? What ideas do you have for improvement if you think it is needed? 90 seconds.
I would rate it exactly where I would rate it for every other citizen in our district. The senior citizens are a special subclass that represent about 12% of our city's population. More than half, over 51% of our city's population are under the age of 45. So this comes down to resource allocation. It comes down to proper stewardship, but it comes down to what is a community and whose responsibility is it to take charge and care of their loved ones and of their neighbors. I believe it's going to be both a top-down solution and a bottom-up solution. It needs to come from across and from within. So our seniors need to be equipped to take care of themselves. They also need to be networked so that they have the resources at their disposal. Can it be improved? Absolutely. There's always improvement when it comes to networking. I think leveraging technology is going to be a big picture, just like what we're doing today. How many of our seniors are going to be able to see what we're doing today and receive the proper communication for the candidates that will be representing them? I think technology is where we can leverage a lot of improvement, but my rating would be the exact same as it would be for every other citizen.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now we are going to move to closing statements. And we ask with your closing statement that you're providing a vision for your candidacy and you summarize what you've said this evening. It is 60 seconds. We're going to go with the alphabetical order. We're actually going to start with Travis Waldhall first, and then we'll move up. So it'll be Travis, then Mr. Ray, and then Demetria and Lou Baker. So we're operating in opposite ABC order. Okay, Travis, your closing statement.
Well, I want to once again thank you guys for organizing this public forum. I also want to thank you the opportunity to go on record and share how I truly believe I'm the best candidate to represent District 3 into a affordable and safe future. I have an expertise as an Army chaplain to understand people, to understand morality, and how to improve morale, all within legal bounds. I have an expertise as a mortgage loan officer to understand home affordability. No one understands that better than I do. You go see someone who wants to buy a house on Social Security alone and have to have that hard conversation of what that looks like. No one cares more about people's financial success. I truly love this city and I want to raise my family here. I want to be proud of where I'm from and I want my kids to be proud of where they're from. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. It's in the right direction right now, but we need some new ideas and maybe a little galvanizing. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Ray, your closing statement.
Thank you again for the opportunity to League of Women Voters. Thank you to my fellow colleagues. Thank you for your time. I believe I'm the leader for you all. The reason I believe I'm the leader for you all is because I care about each individual. I care about the most innocent versus the most volatile. But more importantly, I believe in faith, family, and community. I believe that the answer to the problem lies right in front of us. And the solution is very simple. right? The solution is educating our people to stand on themselves, on their own, to be better citizens. I believe District 3 has an opportunity to be a unified district, a unified community with one voice, one fist impacting all our issues. And a vote for me is a vote for new hope. It is truly a new day with Maurice Moray. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Ms. McNeil, your closing statement, 60 seconds.
Thank you all for your time and your questions and your presence tonight. I am Demetria A. McNeil, and I'm not running for office to make promises. I'm running to make progress. Our community deserves leadership that listens, acts, and uplifts. I bring experience, new energy, innovation, ideas, and also a deep commitment to service that's rooted in the lives of our people of District 3. I am humbled to be here at the age of 28 years old, and I ask for your support, your vote, and also your partnership in this movement for change. Let's rise together because District 3 deserves much, much better. Our people, our purpose.
All right. And Mr. Baker, 60 seconds, your concluding remarks.
I just want to thank you folks for allowing us to get together tonight. But most importantly, I'm running because I have a servant's attitude. I've lived in the community since 1989. I learned a special way of thinking in the submarine service where you work together as a team. It's not an option. You make sure everything is transparent. You have a complete understanding of the guidelines, like the comprehensive plan, the 78 overlay, to ensure that when you do go and make decisions, you make them well informed and don't let the community down. Again, transparency. I have Christian values, honor, integrity, and a servant's attitude. Please let me win.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you again for taking the time to hear from our candidates. We encourage you to study the issues carefully, learn about the positions of each candidate, and vote for the candidate of your choice on May 27th. Early voting will be available Monday through Friday from May 12th to 23rd at the Charleston County Board of Elections office in North Charleston. Many thanks to our City Council candidates tonight. I'd also like to thank the Charleston Area League of Women Voters, volunteers, for making this event happen. Good evening. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Yes, and this will be on our website and also on YouTube as far as the recording of this forum. Very good.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.